Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Ruben Guler, and I am doing a week-by-week series from my private pilot license all the way until my commercial license. Kind of taking you guys along through the process, showing you guys the hurdles that I have to go through, and just bringing you guys along throughout the journey. That way, if you guys are in flight school, or you guys are thinking about going to flight school, you guys kind of get an idea of where your guys' second month would be. Before we get into the depths of it, I kind of just want to let you guys know where like my headspace is at. I work full time and I am going to school full time, and I know there are a lot of people watching this that are second career guys, or there's people that are wanting to switch careers and maybe do both at the same time, like myself. To be honest, it hasn't been overwhelming. It really hasn't been. I thought it would be at some certain point, but I did start studying about a month before I did go into the flight school. So I already had a little bit of an idea of kind of what the books were going to offer to me. And it's really, I mentally prepared myself for what was to come. And with doing that, it wasn't as overwhelming. I already had an idea of what we were going to learn. With every little chapter that we went through, I kind of already had an idea of what it was going to consist of. So if you guys are considering about going to flight school, I highly encourage that you guys do start studying about maybe a month before, just to get an idea of what everything is. Besides that, I mean, it's been great. The flying aspects pretty simple, self-explanatory for the most part. The book stuff, it does get challenging when you get to planning cross countries and things like that with the Nav Log, but it's nothing like, it all makes sense. And if you, I don't know. Also, I feel like me being 27 now, maybe a little bit older than when I was in my younger 20s, I feel like I just understand everything a little bit better. And even with like going to school, like I try to grasp everything that instead of just being like, like to the instructor, you know, I actually like ask many questions. I'm like, okay, wait, so this is this, that's that, you know, ask questions. And honestly, that's why I really highly encourage you guys going to a Part 141 school, just because you do sit down with the instructor and they do kind of hold your hand through the whole process, rather than a Part 61 school where you're really kind of trying to learn everything on your own. But yeah, that's pretty much where my headspace is at with the whole flight thing going, me being 2 months in now. Hopefully you guys can take something from this video where you guys can benefit in some sort. Anyway, we are on the second month of flight training, and let me grab my book here. So we started off the week by doing 10 night flights. We actually weren't able to accomplish all 10 of them, but we did 5 of them. So I'm assuming I'm gonna have to do another 5, because you do have to have 10 night landings to get your private pilot license. I also did another Nav Log because we did the 3-point cross country, and we went from Scottsdale to Marana, which is pretty much very close to Tucson, and then we went to Chandler and then back to Scottsdale. And I'm happy to say I have officially landed all by myself. It's pretty sick. I know it's like 2 months in, you just now landed, but the other times that I've said that I've like landed, because I kind of did land those too, but the instructor just like micromanages. He just like touches it a little bit, you know, maybe pulls back a little bit, flares a little bit more or less, whatever kind of needs to be done. He kind of just touches a little bit. And now after we've flown so many times now, I'm starting to understand the plane more and more and more. I know I say that every time, but when you're landing, sometimes when the winds are too high, you'll come in at an angle, so you have to push that rudder to kind of like straighten you out a little bit, to shift you over a little bit. And when you're coming in, when you hit that right rudder, you're gonna straighten out right into that runway. And I'm learning how to use my rudders when landing, and that's honestly one of the bigger hurdles when it comes to landing, because now you're talking about landing with wind. But yeah, I've officially done my first landing 100% all by myself. The instructor was like this. I was like, when I saw him put his hands up, I was like, ooh, I knew that was me. And I've been rating all my landings, and that landing I gave myself like a 7.6. It wasn't terrible, it wasn't butter, but it was good for my first like all me landing. So pretty hyped to land a plane all by myself, and that just gonna really get me going for that solo pretty soon. As far as the nav log, I'm not like 100% on it. I understand it all, but I still make like small little mistakes here and there, and I just need to touch up on those. And we're gonna continue doing more and more nav logs, so that way, obviously, you build up to that perfection. Yeah. Also, this week I did my first backseat like flying. So I didn't fly for a flight. I was actually just backseating. So I was watching my instructor instruct another student, which was like actually really beneficial, because he was further into the program than I am. He already did his solos. He already did all that. He's kind of in that check ride prep. I'll be honest, I went into it with kind of I was like, dude, like, what am I going to learn? Like, I'm not actually flying, right? But on the way to the flight, I was like, I don't know why I have such a bad mentality towards this. I'm like, I'm just a private pilot. At the end of the day, the more hours I have in that cockpit, the more I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna take some tips from this student, and I'm gonna take some tips from the instructor. Being a private pilot student, the more you are in that cockpit, you have something to learn every single time. Don't go ignorant into it. And to be honest, when they first told me I was gonna backseat, I was like, like, dude, really? Like, what am I gonna learn from backseating? And on the way there, I was like, I need to change my mentality, because that's not right. And honestly, so happy I did that backseat flight, because I actually did learn a few things, and I did see where another student is at, and I saw things that maybe I'm slacking on that I need to know. Also, something I forgot to mention with the nav logs, I've really using your calculator. I highly encourage you guys get this. It's CX3, and only some calculators they will allow you to use on the written exam. So this is the one I use, and this is the one that they will allow you to use for the written exam. So highly recommend you guys getting that calculator. But yeah, that's pretty much how my second month, 8th week of flight training has gone. It's been really good. They're prepping me to do my, hopefully, a solo pretty soon. That's what I'm really hoping for. I'm super hyped for that. And then across country and so on. But as far as motivation for this week, I came across this video on my feed, and it was saying how God and the universe are so giving. They're so giving, and they're so rewarding towards when you put work towards something. And it's literally impossible for you to want something and not get it. You guys all live in the United States. You pretty much get the choice to pick the life that you have. You guys are 20 years old, 30 years old. If you want to become a millionaire, go on Google, type in what careers make $400,000 a year, and there you go. Like I said, God and this universe are so giving that it is impossible for you to want something and not get it. It comes with that choice of you choosing that career or that business model or that anything. It's really anything that you want to do, you can do it. And whatever career you choose, you could already tell that the life that you're going to have. For instance, me, I work in the medical field. I know that if I stick with my same career, I'm only going to be able to have a $400,000 home. I'm only going to be able to have a $50,000 car. I'm only going to be able to have this, that, and that. I already know what my future is going to hold. And if you're not okay with those standards, then level up. You have to reach for something more if you want something more. I hope this is reaching you guys, because God is so giving when you ask for things and when you put in the work for something. And this life is pretty much a game. And some of you guys aren't picking up that controller to even play that game. And you get one character, this one time to live this life. And some of you guys aren't taking the opportunity to be something greater. And I get so many messages like, I'm thinking about doing it. I'm thinking about doing it. I want to do a discovery flight. What are the first steps? This. Dude. Start today, because the best time to plant a tree was yesterday. And you're not going to see the fulfillment and you're not going to see the tree until that seed is planted yesterday. You get what I'm saying? So plant that seed today so that in a year from now, you get to enjoy the fruit from that tree. And I planted that seed 2 months ago, and I'm about to get my private pilot license pretty soon. So the sooner you plant that seed, the faster you get to enjoy that fruit off that tree. So that's month 2, week 8, however you want to look at it. But we're grinding, we're working towards this goal, and hopefully in a few more weeks I could get that private pilot license. And I'm enjoying the journey. Hopefully I can inspire you guys. My whole goal with these videos is just to motivate you guys, inspire you guys, for people that are wanting or considering to be a pilot. And dream big, baby, because you're only going to be that age one time. And I'm only going to be 27 one time. And why wait? Why wait? Start now, follow your dreams, and let's go. I'll see you guys next week for week 9. Peace.